One of the things that you have to understand is that nobody's praise, nobody's thanks is like yours. Nobody understands why you're giving praise to God. And so when you come in, that's why praise and worship is so important. That's why when you come in, that's why it's the first thing in the beginning of the service. Because that's our thanks to God. And that's why we're here today, is to say thank you to God. We appreciate you for looking back over our life and looking from where He brought us from. I thank God that I'm not the same person that I was 6 months ago, that I was a year ago.
They up here snapping. I don't know if y'all know that yet. I don't know if y'all know, but y'all see they back here riding out. I had to grab the mic real quick. Oh my goodness. See, this whole week when I was thinking about thank you day, I was like, you know what, we gotta speak. It's about 5 of us up here. I'm trying to get like a little bit of time. Because you know, if you get a mic to these people up here, they'll run away with it, as you see. They'll take you to keep going. But when I began to think about thank you day, something that you just said, I thought about appreciation. And when I began to think about appreciation, I thought about how it must feel for Him if we're not necessarily appreciating Him like we should. Now, a lot of times, even in our personal walks and our personal lives, we feel sometimes taken for granted. And when you feel taken for granted, sometimes you don't even want to do the same things that you were doing. It can be your children. You feel as though your children are taking you for granted. If they're taking you for granted, for some reason, even though they love them, for some reason, since we're men and we're only flesh, you know, sometimes it's like, well, since you can't appreciate it, I don't feel like doing for you. Since you can't appreciate something, I know that's me, per se, because a lot of times I feel taken for granted. If I feel taken for granted, I'm going to stop doing the same things I was doing, because you don't appreciate it. But He, Psalm 78, verse 38 through 39 states, it says, but He, being full of compassion, forgave their iniquity and destroyed them not. Yea, many a time turned He His anger away and did not stir up all His wrath. For He remembered that we were only flesh, and when that passeth away and cometh not again. So if He can sit up there and remember us, regardless of what we're doing, even though it may not seem all the time like we're appreciative, He still loves us because of His compassion. Every time that you mess up, every time you make a mistake, He looks at His Father and He said, but God already died for that. I already laid down my blood for that. I already knew what they were going to do before they even thought of it themselves, but I died so that they can come to you. Hallelujah. Come on, man.
Ask him who's next.
Appreciation. Regardless of how you treat Him, because I know sometimes it's like, God, you know what, God, I'm not going to do it no more. Anybody else told God that before? God, let this be the last time. This is the last time, I promise. And then mess up, do it again. And then do it again, and do it again. But His mercy is so great. His mercy is so great. His love is so great that even though we repeat the same